And now let's turn to the letters. So the letters, they're not turning in favor of Vanna White. As sources reportedly say, White feels producers, they don't respect her, and the game show's execs feel she's replaceable. For more, let's welcome in entertainment, PR, and media expert Jacquie Jordan and business and political commentator John Burnett. Thanks, both of you, for joining us on this Monday. Jacquie, I'll start with you. Vanna White says this is all over her lack of clout. You are a PR and media expert. Do you agree with Vanna White that she doesn't have enough clout?
Well, this is an age-old story in the business of show, and it reminded me immediately of Suzanne Summers when she left Three's Company. But Vanna White has put herself, or is in a position right now where she doesn't actually have clout, and I'm surprised that she didn't have a most favored nations clause in her agreement with whatever Pat Sajak got, she got, or that if he got a retirement package deal, she got a retirement package deal. I'm surprised that she's in a position like this after all of this time on the air. And, you know, we obviously know she wasn't considered at all for the host of Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune has a very loyal audience that's been with the show as long as she has. It probably wouldn't be a great move to change her out right now while bringing Ryan Seacrest in. And what we love about Ryan Seacrest is he's actually older than we think he is, even though he has this perpetual good boy looks.
Yeah, I don't know how many jobs does this put him at now, too. I mean, I feel like he's doing all of these shows. But, John, we talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago about Vanna White. And she did, I didn't know this, but she did fill in for Pat Sajak back in 2019 when he had that health scare. So she did host. But a lot of people saying maybe she should have gotten the job or she should certainly get a raise. But, you know, you brought up, look, she's turning letters.
Yeah, $3 million a year. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Right? Even without the raise, people would argue that for her job description and duties, $3 million a year is a lot of money. And she really didn't have any script. It's just walking across the stage, turning letters. Yes, and she did fill in, right? Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
That's good. That's an opportunity for her job expansion. But it doesn't mean that you should fill in and be a permanent host. So she should remove herself from a sense of entitlement and see that, you know, she's been given a great opportunity for the last 15, 18 years, yeah, or probably 2 decades, and move on and see how she can actually monetize her own name and brand in other sectors, in other areas.
Yeah, great points. Jacquie, I know that, you know, the other thing, too, that these reports are saying is that, you know, she's a little upset that she wasn't part of this decision-making process because she has been with the show. But we all know what happens behind the scenes, you know, in Hollywood and in TV, yeah, shows.
They look like Kelly Ripa when Michael left the morning show, with Regis, you know, left that situation behind. So we see that happen, a lot of play go on behind the scenes that you don't always know about, where they leverage one for the other. Plus, they usually work with lots of agents. What John said, yes, she was only a letter turner, but I also would consider, you know, she's a branded face, regardless of the fact that she was just a letter turner on the show. And I don't know if she did the best advocacy for herself, which is a problem with women in business overall, as they don't always negotiate on their best behalf. And we just see that perpetually. If we look at in the box office movie films this summer, we've got movies depending upon Tom Cruise and Harrison Ford, and now, you know, we've got Margot Robbie competing in that space to carry a blockbuster brand name herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but just because you have a good brand in one area doesn't mean that it's transferable or fungible to another. So while she was a letter turner, and a very good one at that, doesn't mean that she would make a good host going forward with the producer's vision for how the show should be going forward, yeah, well, to attract new viewers.
Yeah, we don't know their vision, but no, you know, there is the possibility that Ryan Seacrest could maybe bring in somebody of his own who maybe wants to replace her.
I would imagine that they would do the Golden Globe daughter thing, you know, where they bring in the daughters of the hosts of the Golden Globes, to bring in a younger viewer and a younger generation. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, let's face it, has an older audience if you want to rebrand it. But I don't know if just bringing in, trading out Vanna White for somebody younger or youthful is going to change the audience or bring new eyes to it. I think Wheel of Fortune, I think Vanna White is an asset because she is familiar and, you know, stick to the audience loyalty, because we're seeing a lot of that disruption.
No one's watching Wheel of Fortune because of Vanna White.
I don't know, No, I
don't
do.
think so.
I think
Believe
that
that.
their
No, I
their
just-
viewers are very loyal. I mean, to a lot of shows, right? I mean, we saw what happened with Tucker Carlson.
But this is about the future.
Yeah, but
Right?
I will.
Wheel of Fortune isn't the future. So that's where, Wheel of Fortune isn't the future.
Yeah.
The youthful eyes are going to their games, to their iPads, their iPhones. They're not going to television set and watching after dinner broadcast television shows anymore. So, stick with what you know and stay in your lane. And Vanna White is definitely, in that lane.
But we can all agree that most people are resistant to change.
They are.
Right?
Yeah. And I wish we had more time, Jackie, but the big thing, too, I think, us as women and being in the spotlight and the TV, we always worry about aging because if the older you get for a woman, your time can be up. So this is a great conversation. I wish we had more time. Jacquie Jordan, John Burnett, thank you so much. Have a great day.